We are back.
Yes.
We hope you're ready.
You should be. Thank you guys for the views, for the subscriptions, the comments. We very, very, very much appreciate it.
Yes, we are feeling the love and we love you back.
Yes, unconditionally.
So getting right into it, today's topic is patience.
Yes. Yes.
It's a daily battle.
Oh
It's something we all struggle with.
Absolutely. All the time.
And it's definitely an issue in this day and age because we all want something like now. Like, oh my God, where's the Wi-Fi?
It's my
oh my God,
money
why
and
is it taking so long for this message to send? You know,
oh
like,
my gosh, that's so true.
Little tiny things that get us upset.
You know, that's so true what you just said too. Like, things that we wouldn't necessarily have stressed before, we stress about now because it's not happening fast enough.
Yeah.
Because we've created this like society where everything is so fast paced.
Now.
Come on. Oh my gosh, this isn't sending, right?
Yeah,
That's like not something you should stress about at all.
No.
But we do.
We're totally in the age of instant gratification.
Yes.
And that means no one wants to work for it.
Absolutely.
It means no one wants to wait for it.
Yeah.
And we just want it all now.
Quick results.
And everyone's applying it to everything in their life.
Absolutely.
Relationships.
Yeah.
That's one thing, you know.
Or like finding a person. Or even like when you are with a person, speeding through the whole process of what you guys need to accomplish to be able to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Because you're like, he's not doing this. I want him to do it now.
Yeah.
Like, I want everything now. You know?
And you expect it from something outside of you.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's like, they're not doing it fast enough. This isn't happening because of this, fast enough. And it's like, wait, slow down.
Yeah.
Bring it back to yourself.
Exactly.
What can you do right now that you can actually accept where you're at and the process in which it's going to take to get there?
Process. Absolutely.
Yeah,
because we know through our own personal experiences that nothing good comes from rushing.
No.
Right? You will just fall flat on your butt. You will not really accomplish anything. You won't take the lessons that you need from the experience.
And you set yourself up for disappointment.
Yeah,
at the same
absolutely.
time.
And failure.
Yeah.
And not the kind of failure that allows you to grow. The failure that's just like, oh, I made myself fail.
Yeah.
Right? Because you will be taken care of if you do follow the process and just enjoy it instead of rushing through it.
Yeah.
And I feel like even with our clients too, it starts off as like, I want to lose this amount of weight as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're not ready for the long-term results. They want it now. I mean, what's the diet plan?
Yeah.
Right? Like, come on, no, I didn't hire you because I want a long process. I want it yesterday. But of course, that is a daily test because patience is vital to be able to have fulfillment.
There is a reason it's called a virtue.
Yes.
Patience is a virtue is a very true saying.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Yes.
And it is something that grows over time.
Yes.
So each day, if you go into the day knowing you're going to work on your patience, that little progress each day is what helps you increase your progress in your level of patience.
Absolutely. It's a practice, you know. I think that some people laugh when you tell them like be patient. They're like, be patient? Like, what do you mean be patient?
Yeah.
I need this now.
Yeah.
Right? And you probably do, right? Maybe
depends on what it is.
Depending on what it is, right? Like let's say it's
I don't need the milkshake right now.
Exactly.
But if I'm patient with my emotion associated with wanting that milkshake, then I end up maybe not having the milkshake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even if it is something that you do need, right? Like, let's say you have to pay your rent tomorrow and things are rough right now, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, like I need this right now. When, maybe you do need it right now because you have to pay for it tomorrow. But the reality is that you stressing over it isn't going to make it come, right? You could probably find a way to make it come or receive it if you were relaxed and you were patient. Because if you are patient, I mean, the universe is incredible. You could step outside and someone could say, you know what, I'm feeling generous today. Here's $500, right? Like, that is a possibility.
Well, not just that. Even if it doesn't physically just be like, here's $500, it could be that the second you slow down and not stress, you might actually form the idea of how to come up with the money as well. So, but the more you're stressing about it and the more you're impatient about it, you're not going to allow that idea to come into your mind because you're constantly be worrying and sending the worrying emotions out into the universe.
Yes.
And it's blocking the reception of getting the idea that could get you that $500.
Exactly. Yeah. So regardless, like if you're patient, you're getting the $500. Like you will. And if you don't, it's not because you suck and because the universe sucks. It's just because maybe you weren't supposed to have it, right? And I was reading this book, and in the book it said like the universe doesn't recognize like positive or negative. It recognizes energy. What you're putting out. So if what you're putting out is like, I need this, and I'm not having it, and I can't have it, and tomorrow is the deadline, it's too late, great, then that's what the universe is sensing, right? It's like, okay, well, he's not going to have the money that he could possibly have if he just was patient, right? If he just, like, received it or put out to the universe positive thoughts and stuff. And
talking about what you just said, that it's putting that energy out there. That energy is in a sense of vibrations. That is how the term good vibes came about. You know, bad vibes and good vibes. Like, if you're putting out the good vibes or that positive energy, that's what you're going to get in return. But if you're putting out, it's not about acting a certain way to other people. Like, we've talked on this before, the whole saying of like, a karma's a bitch or whatever. And she's not.
I love that.
Like, if you're even putting negative thoughts or negative emotions regarding yourself or regarding others out there, that's exactly what's going to come back to you. But if you're constantly putting out the good vibrations, the good thoughts, the healthy emotions, you're only going to get that in return. But again, as you start changing your mindset to put those positive things out there, you're slowly building that patience to receive those things as well.
Exactly.
So it's a constant cycle and evolutionary process for that growth, for that increase in patience.
And honestly, the fact that we're talking about this is not so that we can say like, hey, you need to be patient, right? Because although you do, like, we also need to be patient, and we get tested every day. And it is not, we're not saying that if you're struggling with something or want something or crave and desire something that you have to say, oh, it will come.
Sit there, it won't.
And it's okay. And that's great if you can do that, right? But it's not about that. It's just understanding what your desire is, and if it's really a desire, right? The patience in figuring out if the milkshake is really what you need, right? At the time being, you know, having the patience to determine whether or not it's a desire or need or want, whether it's your flesh that wants it or your spirit that wants it, right? And then having enough understanding that it will come when it needs to come, right? Understanding, not constantly thinking about rainbows and butterflies. It's not, we all struggle, and it's hard to not have a sense of anxiety when you have bills to pay or when you have real things going on. But think of how much more fulfilling it is to say, you know what, this is not happening right now, and it will happen when it should, as it should, and I'm just going to continue doing what I need to do to make the situation as best as I can, right? I'm going to be patient, and I'm going to wait for exactly what it is that the universe is going to provide to me. You saying that is not saying like, I have no bills to pay, I have no worries, no, I don't want milkshakes, I hate milkshakes. No. It's just saying that you are waiting for it to happen.
And that's an example of something bigger in your life. But if you want to start working on this you can start with the little things on a day-to-day basis. Absolutely. For example, with myself, I've had the opportunity to live in the Caribbean. I lived in Aruba, and everyone always says, you know, island life is the relaxed life. It's truly the patient life.
Yes.
And so this is where, here's what happened. So I'm in Aruba. I'm at the bank. And the bank in Aruba is very slow. You have maybe 3 tellers, but the line is still like, this one day I distinctly remember, there's literally like 15 people in front of me.
Oh my God.
And they're so friendly there too, and patient with one another, that a woman who can't stay standing is able to leave her spot in line, go sit down, and when her turn comes, she still has her place in line. When her turn comes, they're like, ma'am, it's, you know, your turn. You're older, you can go back to where you were in line.
Try that in Hialeah. Try that.
Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, this is fine. I have to wait. I'm going to wait, right?
Yeah.
That's me building my patience.
Of course.
So then I come back home to Sacramento and I'm standing in line at Bank of America and there's like one person in front of me and all of a sudden I start tapping my foot and I'm like getting all like impatient.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden this thought crosses my mind. Like, hello, Ronnie, in Aruba, there was like 15 people in front of you and you patiently waited till your turn came.
It's amazing.
And all of a sudden, my foot stops tapping and I'm like, I take a deep breath and I just wait.
Yes.
And this is how you look for the little things on a daily basis to help increase your patience. It always comes down to catching yourself in the thought.
Yes.
Like, if you catch yourself like huffing and puffing and like, oh my God, hurry up. Oh my God, hurry up. That's when you need to realize like, hold on.
Yes.
Let me take a few deep breaths and relax and remind yourself that you're right where you're meant to be.
Exactly.
And these are the little daily things you can do that will help increase your level of patience.
Exactly. Yeah, you're more mindful of the thought, right?
Yes.
A lot of times we do these things without realizing. Mm-hmm. We're just like, oh my God, like we're driving and we're stressed out because they're not going fast enough. Yeah. When like the light just turned green. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Like it's come on, beep, beep, beep. And I mean, I could totally relate in the sense that I had the opposite in Hialeah, where I grew up in Miami. It's like so fast paced that you expect it, right? It's like part of your responsibility to be the person that honks, because you're like, they're honking at me, I'm gonna honk at you because the light just turned green and I need to go and I have school, and you're not gonna be late. You're gonna be fine, right? Yeah. But you need to be there right now. And when I moved over here, it was so hard for me to get accustomed to the fact that no one's beeping at me. Yeah. And I'm kind of like
ready tense. For it.
I'm ready for the like, okay, I have to go as soon as the light turns green. And people actually like the light turns green and then they go.
Not always, but yeah.
Right, yeah, but more than where I grew up, right? Like so much more often than where I was. And those little things I was kind of forced to be more mindful of, because I was like, oh, I can't be honking at these people like a crazy person.
Yeah, you're in California.
I'm in California now. So
we don't use our horn.
No, thank God. And I had to work on it. I had to practice being mindful of that reaction to speed up the process, right? When your phone rings, like if it has a little like alert that you got a text message, like we hurry up and we grab our phone,
right away.
Practice, like you hear it, you want to grab it, you know that you want to grab it right now quickly, but you're going to slowly grab the phone and check it with patience, because there is no need for you to rush through little things like that even, and it helps you with patience.
Especially in the car, people. Please don't do this in the car. Like it's so often that you hear that little ping and you just want to like grab it so quick and just look at it, and the instant you look at it, you're not looking at the road. So that instant can change someone's life.
Absolutely.
Yours or someone else's. So definitely, if the first place you need to practice this is the car, do it. Hear that ping, but wait till you're parked or wait till you're home. There is no need that it needs to be looked at right then and there while you're driving.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a huge factor, and it's true. Like, it's the little things that help you build patience for the big situations.
Yes.
There's no way you're gonna want someone to tell you to be patient in a situation that is really important to you, in a situation where you're forced to be patient because the result's not coming right now. Right? You have to work on practicing patience in a subtle level and thus getting better at it as you go, because it's challenging even for us.
It is.
Moments like that.
And it's funny because the greater your patience becomes, like as you work on it on a daily basis, the less stress you actually become in life.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I remember having a conversation with my brother where he was looking at my finances and he was like, how are you not stressed about this? Like, how are you not stressed? And I'm like, well, what is that going to solve?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, I know what I make. Yeah. I know how much I can pay each month. And I understand I have this much that I owe. Like, but if I don't have the means to pay all of it off right now, then why am I going to stress myself about it? I know that I'll be patient and I'll pay what I can when I can. And eventually it will be gone. But there's no sense in me rushing it and stressing myself out. Like,
no, your stress is not gonna pay for it.
No, my stress is gonna pay for it on my body.
Exactly.
In a way that I don't want it to.
Yeah, and you're gonna reject, like we said, the possibility of it being handled and taken care of.
Exactly.
And you hold me accountable so much when it comes to patients, because I want what I want now. Like, I want to help the world, not just two people, right? Like, I want to help in such a big way, right? I want to get all of my stuff together, whatever it may be. And I know that I have to follow the process. I know that I have to take it day by day. I study, practice, embody, and teach these things. And I still struggle with them on a daily basis. Like, we do. All the time. We have to hold each other accountable, because it's like, I know patience is a virtue. I know it's important, but you don't understand. I want my milkshake right now. Like, it does.
And it's funny how the universe works when you do become more aware of, like, how patient you are.
Yes.
Because personally, I've been working on my patience since 2008. So I'm almost now in 10 years. So I know I've seen how far I've come with my level of patience. My closest people know how far I've come with my level of patience.
Of course.
And it's funny because you're right. I will get into, like, a drive-through or something, and I'm like, oh my god, why is the line so long? What is going on? Why is everyone, oh my god, why aren't we moving? And it's just like, whoa, you worked on this for this long. What is it going to kill you if you're in the line 5 more minutes? There's probably a reason you're in it for 5 more minutes.
Yes.
And then the next thing you know, maybe you're driving like 10 minutes later somewhere else, and something's happened at that incident or point in time. And you're like, oh, maybe, that could have been me, but maybe, that, exactly, so.
No, and it's true. I mean, like, it's funny because I was also, like, the opposite of where I'm at right now, and that's why it still is a constant struggle, because I wasn't a person that taught patience. I was a person that was like, patience, no, you need to work for what you need right now, and if you don't work for it, you're not gonna have it, right? The universe, sure, right? And my mom always used to tell me, like, okay, what is it that you want? And if it was like a trip, for example, that she was like, okay, I want to go on a cruise, let's make a cruise happen, right? I would be like, we don't have money for a cruise, we're not going to be able to go on a cruise. And she would always say, like, be patient, like, if we really want this, it will fall into place.
Yeah.
My mom, I kid you not, you can call her right now. She booked my 21st birthday cruise the day before.
Wow.
The day before.
Yeah.
Me, who I am right now, I get it.
Yeah.
Right? I get it, and I'm like, wow, what a miracle. Of course, everything falls into place. The me then was like, are you freaking kidding me, Mom? Like, I have clothes. I'm ready for a cruise that I don't even have a ticket for. Like, what are you thinking, woman? Right? Like, that's the biggest test, I think, for me when it comes to patience, because you do think that what you need right now.
Yeah.
And that is not the case.
It has to happen now.
Yeah.
Everything needs to be booked now. And you know how many times I've like, oh my god, I need to book it now? And I book it, and then I look like 3 weeks later, and it's cheaper, I'm like, take it?
Yeah.
Why didn't I just wait?
Yeah. As you know you should have.
Yeah.
Right? You're told, be patient, wait.
Yeah.
Right? And you're like, shh, I need it now.
Right? Exactly.
And it's important to be in tune with your true self and listen to that thing inside of you that's telling you,
that inner voice.
That inner voice is telling you, slow down. Your inner voice will never tell you, hurry up, you need this now. No, it will guide you.
Yes.
And let you know what you need to do along the way.
But when you're stressing and rushing, you're suppressing the volume of that inner voice.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yes, you are.
It literally is. It's like your inner radio. So
yes.
The only way to increase that volume of your inner voice is to try to breathe, try to not stress, try not to overthink. And, hopefully so far in these videos, we've given you some tools that you can utilize so that you do start hearing that inner voice more.
Yeah. And patience is as simple as asking the inner voice to guide you, right? Like, I told you yesterday, I had a situation where I had to literally ask, like, you know what, me stressing is just adding more stress and anxiety, and it's just making me feel more lost. So I literally had to ask for that inner voice to speak up a little bit, because I was lowering the volume myself by having anxiety and stress over something that I could not rush, that I wasn't supposed to rush, right? And then you get the answers, and it's so clear, so evident, and you don't need to search anymore for anything. You don't need to rush anything, because the clear path is right in front of your face.
Yeah. And the other thing you can do to help utilize or strengthen that volume of the inner voice is asking for a sign.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, you know, people think, oh my God, they, you know, asking for a sign, blah, blah, blah. But it can come out of nowhere. It can be a phone call from a distant relative. It can be a text message from someone. It could be a meme on freaking Instagram.
Exactly.
For all that I know. But when you ask the question genuinely to your inner voice, you will get some kind of response. You will get some kind of answer to your question.
Yes.
And it's a matter, and as you attune to that inner voice, you'll know that answer. You won't question the answer.
You can't doubt it.
Yeah.
You can't, because it's not you anymore.
No.
Right? You will not get the answers if you're like, what am I going to do and how am I going to find it?
Yeah.
The universe is going to be like, oh, they're not asking me.
They're not listening.
They're not listening.
Yeah.
You know, or I can only speak so loud.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You shut it up, so it's not going to give you the answers.
Yeah.
But when you ask for the answers, for a sign, for anything, you will be provided with the clear answers, and you won't have any. It's almost like so clear that you're like, oh, okay.
There it was all along.
All along. That's all I had to do.
Yeah.
All I had to do was ask.
As soon as I stopped stressing about it and asked the question, the universe responds with an answer.
Absolutely. Patience is definitely
a virtue.
A virtue.
Yes.
It is.
So, with that being said, that's the end of today's Truthful Tuesday.
Yes.
Be patient with yourselves as well.
Absolutely.
When you start becoming patient with yourself, it's easier to become patient with others.
Yeah. It starts within you.
Yes.
And the more you practice it within yourself and the little things that you do on a day-to-day basis, having patience in big situations is not as terrifying as you think it is.
Namaste. We love you.
Bye.